Right on time.
When it dings out.
This should be an interesting service this morning. Hi, Tina.
My daughter's trying to fix something to eat. Didn't want everybody to see her jammies.
Morning, Kat and CJ.
I'm so mad I can't be there today. I have a bad cold. I don't want to give it to everybody.
No. It's not COVID, is it?
Yeah, they tested for that and they tested for the flu. I think it's turning into a sinus infection. I've been from work. I've been in bed. It's just been.
Well, it's very thoughtful of you to avoid us, them, and join us here. That's good.
I mean, I thought about, coking up on a bunch of cold medicine. I mean, I could do that for a couple of, and maintain for a couple of hours, but you know what? I can't taste anything either.
You sure it's not COVID? That was my symptom for COVID. I couldn't taste it. I couldn't smell.
Yeah, I can't taste, can't smell. I thought about going and getting tested again. They tested me for it.
Yeah.
It was negative, but I thought about going, maybe I should go again.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially if you did you do the quick test or the regular COVID test?
I don't know. I was at a clinic getting seen for the being sick.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they did.
Yeah. Might be worth checking again. It eventually goes. I got my smell and taste back after about 2 weeks, which was really annoying.
It is annoying. I can taste sweet stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I taste salt and sweet.
Yep. Just because of your taste buds. Yeah. But your olfactory gland is inflamed, I'm sure, and that's what's going on. Yeah. Yeah, and you can probably taste bitter if you get that part of your tongue. Yeah. I hope you feel better. That's miserable.
Yeah. Oh, who has a mask on?
It is Halloween.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess it is.
All the spooks and goblins are out.
I love it.
Are we supposed to dress up?
Everybody wave. Looks like Sky has the Zoom on the TV.
Hey, wave. Hey, Ernestine.
A little slow on the pick it up here this morning.
I see Stephen Keith looking at his watch. Okay, you kids upstairs, quiet down.
Will you give me a cup of hot water?
Now we'll get started here.
I can't see what you have. Do you have too much in your hands?
Is it on? Okay.
Just hot tap water.
Good morning.
Take it, would you?
Welcome to Unity of Kanawha Valley on our new Member Sunday. We so appreciate everybody being here in person and on Zoom. We begin our service with the ringing of the bell and the lighting of the Christ candle.
You're good. See you, bye.
Check.
They say they can't hear me. Okay, is that better? Is that better? Okay, we're ringing the bell and lighting the candle to begin our service. We light this candle and we ring this bell. Okay, let's.
Sounds like an unruly crowd here this morning.
To begin our. we ring the bell and we light the candle as a reminder of the Christ light that shines in each and every one of us. So if you would, repeat with me the opening statement. It's on the inside of your bulletin. Together, there is only one presence and one power.
The heavenly choirs seem to be singing to us. Do we have music coming in from other source?
I have no idea.
Sounds like it's coming over here somewhere. That's great. We don't even have to pay these guys.
Here at Unity of Kanawha Valley, we roll with the punches. For we know there is only one presence and one power active in this church, God the good omnipotent. But our songs this morning will be led by Ron and accompanied by Jeff.
If this gets too slick for you, let us know, and we'll try to be a little more spontaneous. Yes, it's my job. Okay, would you please stand? We'll sing Surely the Presence, which is right inside your front cover.
Surely the presence of
once again, good morning. It's so wonderful to see everyone here today. I know we have a couple of first-time visitors.
We do. Ann from Beckley is back for her second time. Yay, Ann!
That's Amy.
Amy, no Ann. And Bob Noon is here from down south, Logan, that area. Welcome, Bob. Phil's sister Christy is here from Golden, Colorado. Anyone else I've missed? Mary Louise, would you like to introduce your dance friends? Your dance friends. Where are your dance friends?
Yeah, Steve and Hannah and, sorry. Donna and Dave back here.
Welcome. And Pete and his partner, Kathy? So close. Sue McKenzie. And Pete's going, you're going to hear more from Pete soon. And Nina, who is one of our Zoomers, is a roomer today. So Nina, and you'll be hearing more from her later today.
And the lady with Donna, have I met you before? Mm-hmm.
It's Sue Price.
Sue Price, welcome.
Okay, we are dealing with microphone today, but we will do our best. As far as announcements go, because of the fact we have a new member Sunday, and following that we have our annual meeting. We're 35 years old, yay us. And then after that, there will be a catered. Okay. There will be a catered lunch downstairs. Everyone is, please join us, please join us. But you can stay for as much or as little of the festivities as you choose. So as far as announcements go, I'm going to let you read those in the interest of making things short. Now, I know Danny wants to say something and Kate wants to say something. So I wish I could bring you a microphone, Danny, but, well, if people on Zoom want to hear you. They can only do that with a mic.
Okay, tomorrow is Halloween, and the unity bag, if you carry stuff, should protect you from the goblins.
Okay, okay,
They're only $10, and you can make it all the
okay. And those bags are available in the lending libraries where you can pick them up. And Kate would like to say a few words.
Hello, just, I want you to know that Justin did
Would you mind, Kate?
amazing. Justin did amazing in the transplant. What they thought was going to be a difficult surgery because of his past problems turned out to be an hour less than what they normally have for a kidney transplant. He was released from the hospital 2 days later. We were released to come home from Cleveland a week and a half early. He is doing wonderful, wonderful. We're heading back up to Cleveland as soon as I get out of church today. We'll have to visit there every week for a while. But he is just doing wonderful, and it's thanks to all the people who care here, all the prayers, all the contributions. I'm not one that accepts help graciously, but I just want to thank you all for what you've done. It made such a difference. The prayers, the caring, the contributions, the new members here, you don't know what you're in for. You are joining membership, friends here that are the most caring, wonderful people. And I'm so glad I'm here. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
daily board duty.
Good morning, welcome, bienvenidos, buenas tardes, no, buongiorno, buongiorno. Bienvenidos, shalom, namaste, aloha, the light in me greets the light in you. My name is Sky Kirshner. I want to welcome you to Unity of Kanawha Valley, live and online. What a celebration today. Thank you for coming out. Please stay for our catered luncheon. Let's hear it for Steve and Keith. Woo! You know, I'm always nervous when we say we're going to do a potluck luncheon that, like, lazy people like me say, well, I'm not going to that because I don't want to have to bring. But catered luncheon today. And we're having our annual meeting. We're going to be done with our service by 11:45. We'll go right into the meeting, which will be fun, fun, fun. And then that will be a short meeting, and then we'll have lunch together. Is everybody okay with that?
You got it.
Thank you. Fantastic. The mission of Unity of Kanawha Valley is to help create a supportive and welcoming community that values love, acceptance, spiritual exploration based on unity principles. If you're here or watching us for the first time, I want to say welcome to you. This is a special day, New Member Sunday. I just want to remind everybody, we are a non-dualistic theology. Membership does not cause God to love you anymore, right? Any more than believing in gravity causes gravity to love you anymore. Gravity loves you. Gravity is attracted to you, whether you believe in gravity or not. And so membership is just, you want to have a stake in the future of Unity of Kanawha Valley, a legal stake if I get hit by a bus tomorrow or today. You know, there will be some decisions to make or if something happens with the building, there will be a decision to make. So members are willing to take the responsibility to guide us into that kind of legal future. But you're welcome to be here in whatever capacity you are in. Our New Members Sunday, you'll see what's about to happen. Our new members are going to speak from the heart about how they found us and why they keep coming back. And for me, this is one of the highlights services because it's kind of like we're all sitting around a campfire. Do you remember this recently or as a kid? And we're all kind of in this big circle. And we're looking at this campfire in the middle. And we're all commenting on what it looks like from where we're sitting. You know, from here I see a lot of blues and reds. And from here I see the swirl of the smoke. And from here I see that it's starting to like crumble and I feel like I need to get more wood. And everybody's got a different perspective of this thing that we call unity and this thing that we call our heart connecting with our source. So today the message is going to be, we've got 10 messages coming to us from the new members describing to us how they experience life through this lens and this community that we've created here, and I'm very excited about that. So that was my message. Yay! I want to go down the shortest message I've ever given, and let's go immediately into a few minutes of prayer, and then we'll do the daily word, and then our first song, and then we'll hear from our new members. So if you would, please notice the sounds in the room, notice your experience of being alive and present in this present moment. Wow. The silence, even as we're here together. You might notice the rustling as some of us get more comfortable. You might notice the sounds of the fan on the electrical equipment. You might notice the experience of breathing. Children practicing. This amazing experience of being alive together, this experience of joining each other in a circle of community where we come together to practice the perception of love, we come together to practice the perception of kindness. We come together opening our hearts to healing, to forgiveness and grace, and to guidance. We know there are people in the world who are running for their lives. There are people who are struggling to breathe. There are people in recovery from all the myriad things you could be addicted to in our world. And we know that God's presence is possible and available to every person, in every place, in every circumstance, in every time, without exception. And that the awareness of God's presence is possible no matter who you are, no matter where you're coming from, no matter what you believe. God's presence is available. The awareness of God's presence is possible in all times, in all places, to all people. And for this, we are grateful. And Phil, I think we're ready for the daily word. I know it's came up fast, didn't it?
How good she is with you want to join me?
Hi, Violet. Oops. Yeah, scary. Spooky. I thought it was okay.
Once in a while, I enjoy doing things that frighten me. Sharing ghost stories around a campfire, watching a spooky movie, even savoring the uneasy feeling just before thundering down the first hill of a roller coaster. All of these things can feel scary, even though I know I'm in no real danger. If I begin to feel unsafe in any situation, I remember that right where I am, God is, and probably Violet too. Breathing out, I release tension. My body relaxes. Fearful thoughts begin to dissolve. Breathing in, I think more clearly. Slowly. Peace of mind. My confidence returns as I remember that nothing in the world can prevail against the strength, the wisdom, and the love of God. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. So I will love you. Glad to say thank you.
Sky, thinking about your lesson this morning, I think about that platitude from the Sermon on the Mount, blessed are those who are brief, for they will be asked to return and speak again. the song you fear to sing, all is welcome here. Even if you broke your vow 1,000 times, come anyhow. We're stepping into the power of now, all is welcome here. La, 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 la. That's your part. La, 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 la. See the Father, see the Son, reunited, here they come, dancing to the sacred drum, they know they're welcome here. I see the shaman and the mighty priest, I see the beauty and the beast, singing I shall be released, and I am welcome here. So bring your laughter, bring your tears, your busy lives and your careers. Bring the pain you carried for years, all is welcome here. Freedom is not so far away, and there's only one price to pay. Live your dreams until they fade, and let them go. Live your dreams and let them
Wow, thank you so much, Ron and Jeff. That was fantastic. It's a little bit like being in a ball game, right? And they're doing the thing, and then the audience, and you chug the beer, and oh no, never mind. But when the spotlight gets on you, sorry about that. We glad everybody dressed in clothes today. Yeah. All right, let's hear from some of our new members. We pre-recorded our Zoomers. The technical thing is that I think we're going to just need to do the recording, so I'm sorry if you had anxiety about. We'll see. Does anybody want to do their thing live, or Tabitha, no takers on that? Okay, let's go straight to the Zoom, and Rich, if that microphone is off so we don't get feedback. No, we're getting the feedback. Okay, I'm gonna. Yeah, we're doing the live folks last, so. Oh, we're still getting the feedback. Oh, it's.
Hi, my name is Joan Logue, and I live in Merritt Island, Florida. And I came to Unity through my mother, Sandra Rosanka, and also through Ernie, who I met through my mother. And so I've been coming to Unity through the Zoom and through the book club for about 3 months now, 4 months maybe. I started out with Wayne Dyer, and then I've been on board ever since. And so I kind of sometimes I hang out in the background, and sometimes I'm all in. So I just I love it. I love that Unity. I feel like it's a very safe place to come and express myself. I never feel judged. I always feel very welcomed. People even check on me when I'm not there, which is wonderful. And I love that I can come and I always learn something. I learn something every Sunday and I learn something every Thursday. And it makes me, I feel like it just makes me a better person. It makes me a better mother. It makes me a better nurse. I am a hospice nurse for 13 years. And I have one son, he's 19, and I have 3 cats who are also my children. And and I love music. I love the music that Unity plays. I just absolutely get so much out of the music and the message. So that's why I keep coming back, because I feel the love from all the way down here in sunny Florida. So one day I'll make the 12-hour trek to get up there and meet everyone in person, I hope. So that's pretty much me.
Hi, everyone. I'm Sandy Rosanka. I live in Rockledge, Florida. And several years ago, I saw in our area newspaper that there was going to, for New Year's Eve, there was going to be a burning bowl service for New Year's Eve. And that so struck me that I said, that makes more sense to me than making a list of, New Year's Eve resolutions, which never get done. But boy, do I have resentments that I do not want to reside in my heart. So off I went to this Unity Church, which was quite a distance away, maybe half an hour to 45 minutes away. And it was the most beautiful service. I wrote down my resentment, and when it was time, I took it up to the front of the church with others and placed it in the bowl where it was burned. And it was such a freeing experience. And I was so moved by the experience that I started going on Sundays to that service and that place, and I never met them more. The people there were like a family you didn't realize you had. They had covered dishes after the services, and everyone was so relaxed and loving and caring. And after a while, I stopped going only because it seemed so far away from me, and I just let it go. And then a couple years passed, and I'm a member of Al-Anon, and I was looking with COVID and Zoom meetings and not being able to meet people in person and my health, and just for a bunch of reasons, began to use Zoom a lot more for my Al-Anon meetings. And a friend of mine gave me a list of meetings that she thought I might like. And one Sunday morning, I just finally decided to go there to that Sunday morning meeting at 11 o'clock, which I thought was Al-Anon. And when the screen opened up, I was sitting in a church service, and no one was more surprised than I was. But I thought, what do I do now? So I stayed. And Sky's message that day was amazing. And then that wasn't enough, as if that wasn't enough, the thing that really drew me was the meeting after the service. And each person had an opportunity to share how the message of that Sunday affected their life. And Since then, I think I've only missed 2 services for, they had to be for a good reason. The thing I find so amazing is that I thought you could only feel close to people in person. And I miss the hugging and the touching, but I have found that going to the Unity Zoom meetings and the meeting after the meeting, I have, from seeing the same people, the same faces, they're sharing on a weekly basis. I feel so close to these people. I feel a bonding, and it's something that I never felt when I went to the church that I grew up in. When everyone would be wiggly and wobbly and can't wait for this service to be over, and they would try to beat each other out of the parking lot, and that was the end of that. So I have found some spiritual growth that I have been searching for in Unity, and I love it. I'm very happy and proud to be now a member of Unity. It means a lot to me. Thank you.
I'm Tabitha, and I live in Morgantown. How I found Unity, well, I crossed paths with Sky professionally, and I think that's how I kind of got the general idea. And then I got curious one day and got on the web and looked up what it was. And the first service I attended was a YouTube. I watched a YouTube, and it was Peggy speaking, and I was really impressed. And I was immediately impressed with the church that had women so involved in it. So that was a big deal for me. And then I just learned more, and everything I learned I've really appreciated learning. I learned that, basically we all agree that there's no hell, or that you're at least not going to it. And that was a big deal for me, also because I had come to that conclusion on my own pretty young in life, and was kind of floating alone when I would be in churches. And so I could say a whole lot more, but that's probably enough. There's just little coincidences week to week that intersect with my prayer life too, that come back, and that keep me coming back. And I really also very much felt more bonded because of the opportunity to have a discussion after the service. I just feel like that's so important. I'm struggling with the words for that, but just the opportunity to have the message and then kind of go a little bit deeper with it, rather than, everybody kind of get the message and walk out the door and, I'll start whatever we were going to do, talk about what was for lunch or whatever other distractions. So I just really appreciate that opportunity to do that. And that's part of what keeps me coming back as well.
I'm so thrilled to be speaking with you, Sky, and everyone at Unity. I'm a former congregation goer when I lived in Charleston some years ago now, and I attended for around 5 years, and I have missed that part of my life tremendously since I've since moved away from Charleston due to a family illness. And then I attended graduate school in Italy and have since grown roots here in this country, started a family, now will soon be a mother of 2. But I always felt at home at Unity. I was baptized Catholic, raised Methodist. So I'm a little bit of a Heinz 57, a little bit of everything. But at Unity, I really felt a fellowship and a peace and an acceptance. And I just resonated that everyone was welcome. And then seeing Sky's way of transpiring that love to the congregation, to the community, and just never feeling like if I missed a Sunday, I didn't feel guilty. I knew that I could come back with an open arms. And I always resonated with the music. Of course, I worked with Mountain Stage a number of years when I lived in Charleston. I was also a massage therapist. So the music through the Kennedys with Ryan and his father, who has since passed on, actually sang at his funeral, that, you know, that they really, and with Ron, of course, like just the music and just a sense of a wonderful creative people there. So I've missed that since I've moved away. And so I'm thrilled to be coming home again through technology. I'm thrilled. Yeah, I'm really, this has truly been something I've missed, is finding my faith community in a foreign country, not only learning the language from scratch. And yes, my heritage is Italian, but I'm not Italian, I'm an American. So finding my way through this world, and you need faith when you make changes like this. And so I'm just really glad to be getting back and to share this with my
I will be delivering Kristen's books to her personally in Italy.
of love, which comes from the scripture, right? And we have to dig our roots deep and find that water that quenches our hearts, which is our faith. And so just I like to put that tag on things, grow love, because life's hard. It's gotten harder, it's gotten weirder, but we can still grow love individually. And that's what we have control over, right? Is our choices. So just plant those seeds of love.
Kristen Costello, thank you so much and welcome back to Unity.
Thank you.
Grow love.
Grow love.
My name is Nina Darnell. I live in Elkview, West Virginia. And I'm telling my story from my first experiences with being in a church. I was 4 or 5 years old, attending the first Christian church in Point Marion, Pennsylvania. I'm standing between my mother and my grandmother, and we're singing an anthem, and my grandmother comments on, "Oh, listen to her, she can sing." Well, I couldn't read. I'm not quite sure what I was doing, but I remember so vividly that I couldn't see over the pew. I was standing, on the floor, but all I saw was the pew. After my family moved to St. Albans, we joined Highland Presbyterian Church, and that's where Joe and I were married. When we moved to Charleston, we joined Bream Memorial Presbyterian Church, where his family had been longtime members. And that's where we raised Matthew. And as I'm thinking about this story, the story of my life as a Christian, I realized that my connection to God is through music. And I never sat in the congregation. I was always in the choir loft. And so music for me is kind of the thread that goes through my whole life as a Christian. I was introduced to Unity by Ernestine Kessel. I want to say Ernestine Cormany, but I've known her for a long time and first knew her as Ernestine Cormany. And she kind of picked up on how I was really floundering. And so I began listening on Zoom to Unity. And the love and acceptance that I receive at Unity has allowed me to begin a new life. And I'm forever grateful to Ernie. You guys are just great. I feel a warmth and a love. And I really enjoy being part of Unity.
So, Nina, would you stand, please? So Nina Darnell came to be with us live. Thank you so much for being here today. Those are some of our Zoomers. You don't need to hear two of me. And we've got Pete Sternhoff here, who came up from Princeton because he wanted to be here live. Do you want to stand from there and introduce yourself?
Hello, fellow members of Unity, and some of the Zoomers that are here and the Zoomers that are out there. I can't begin to tell you what it was like to find Unity of Kanawha Valley. Being here in West Virginia for so many years and then discovering this wonderful group of people and wonderful church. I've spent many years spiritually searching for something like Unity, and I never could really touch it. I grew up in Mill Valley, California, which is a small town north of San Francisco that nobody can afford to live in anymore. Everybody said, well, you were part of the hippie generation. No, I go back to the Glenn Miller generation. And followed then by the beatniks and loved North Beach and loved what was going on. Was there when folk music generated itself in our world again, and had the pleasure of seeing all the great folk singers at the Hungry Eye and a few other places out there. Not just the folk music, but the jazz, seeing people like Wes Montgomery, who inspired the great guitarist we have here in West Virginia, now living in Bluefield, Vince Lewis, who is now back home in West Virginia teaching guitar again. And so in Mill Valley, I found a church which was called very simply the Community Church. And it sat in a little redwood grove near the old mill in Mill Valley. And the pastor there, Gordon Foster, was one of the most unique people I ever met in my life because he made it easy for all of us to be part of a spiritual group without having to feel bad because we weren't following certain rules or didn't believe in certain things. And, you know, the important thing was God. And then finding this spiritual place here in Charleston and making it part of my life was great. I learned about Unity mainly because I've always been a supporter of the Clay Center, and I found out about the Woody Hawley series. And because of that, I got to meet Ron Soul at one of those events that a good friend of mine was playing at. And I can tell you that then tying that back into finding Unity was an important part of my life. My Zoom family, and I can't say mine because we are a family, and we've got Ernie here who keeps us going on the right track every Sunday, and the one book club I've been to, she makes sure we all get to say what we need to say and that everybody shares. And it goes right out to the West Coast to Santa Cruz, which was a part of my life at one time. And there we've got CJ and Kent. And CJ is spelled S-E-A-J-A-Y. And Kent usually carries on the conversation, but they get up at 8 o'clock in the morning, or not up then, they come to Unity every Sunday to participate in Zoom. We don't even know what they look like because they hide, but their microphone is there and the words are wonderful. So to all of you that are part of the Zoom family, to all of you that are part of the regular Sunday family and everything else that Unity does in our great state, thank you for having a place that I can feel comfortable and that my spirit is well taken care of. And I look very kindly upon everything that has become part of my life, because now when I greet people and people say, have a blessed day, and I can say, Well, I'm having that because God is everywhere, and God is in you, and God is in me, and everything you touch and see. And then I've got my wonderful girlfriend, Sue McKenzie, sitting here, who is part of the spiritual life. Her father, Dr. Gleason, came to Concord University in Athens, and it's been mostly where Sue lived all her life, but they were a big part of the spiritual life of the area and music. And I then look at some of the places I went seeking music out in churches because I have friends that sing in choirs. But one of the greatest experiences was going to the All Faith Center in Bluefield, which is a black church downtown, led by a gentleman by the name of Bishop Fred Brown. And you go into that service, and for the first hour and a half, you stand because the music is so wonderful. And it gets to you because I'll tell you, there's nothing like good old-fashioned gospel music. And when you talk about music being part of your spiritual experience, it is something that no matter what you believe or how you think, it gets to your soul. So thank you, Sky. Thank you, Ron. Thank you, everybody here, for having what we have, and I'm glad to be part of it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pete. We've got two more live members to celebrate here. Matt Kingerly and Emily Fields are out sick today, so we'll bring them in some other time. But we've got Phil and Charlie. So Phil, you're up. Stand up.
Hey, Violet, you want to join me for this one too? Come here. Come here. All right. So if anybody really wants to know why I'm here, so 2 years ago, I was blessed to have joy in my life. And it's really just been a journey of making myself a better person so that I can be there for her and be her leader through her life. And everything I hear when I'm here is, as I talked to Sky once, it's very much similar to the Jeffersonian Bible, and it's just a book about how to be a better man. And that's what I hear when I'm here. And I need to be a better man for her. We all have long histories. I was in the Army for 25 years and have been fairly nomadic around my whole life. I've got a lot of stories, and I've met a lot of great people. So if you ever want to hear those stories, I will not express them here, and I will pass the mic on to someone else. Violet, can you come here for a second? Violet, say I love you.
Hello.
I'm Charlie Gregg. I was born and raised here in town in Charleston. I live about 10 minutes away. I've driven by the Unity Church a million times probably, and I'm also a member of the Elizabeth Memorial Methodist Church. It's up on the hill about 2 minutes away, which used to be here in this building. But I have ran into a few people that come here, or did come here anyway, and I got curious. So I went on YouTube and looked at a few of the services, and I was really interested. And so I thought I would come by and see what it was, and I'm glad I did, because I've been coming here now for a little over a year, and I enjoy it so much, and everyone here is so welcoming and loving, and it's just really a breath of fresh air. And when I went to college, I didn't really have a career in mind, but I studied psychology and philosophy and religion and sociology and a well-rounded education. So this was kind of, I had a hunger for more, and I was so glad that I did come here, because now I feel that I'm really refreshed. And thank you all for being here, and I thank the church for being here, and I guess that's it.
So Charlie, if you and Pete and Phil and Nina would come up, please. We close out this part by giving you some gifts and beaming you aboard. What's the hymn number?
65.
Hymn number 65. If you'd like to get hymn number 65, if you're and if I could get some board members to help distribute the roses and the books, and come on here. And usually a board member stands behind you and puts their hand on your back or on their shoulder. So right, our new members here, our Zoomers, our Zoomers, we are beaming you aboard. So come on over here, slide over Charlie and Nina and Phil. Are we ready for the song? So if you would stand, if you know the song already, you can just, but we are singing this this is the serenade part of the service, so we are going to serenade you. Please receive our love. It's on the screen too.
I can see a great peace too. I can see you whole and free. I behold the Christ in you. I can see this as you walk. I see this in all you do. I can see this as you talk. I behold God's love expressed. I can see you filled with power. I can see you ever blessed. See Christ in you are my hope. I behold the Christ in you. I can see that perfect one. Led by God in all you do, I can see God's work is done.
And so it is. Welcome to you. After the service, we're giving you your books, and now we'll continue with our service. So thank you so much. All right, I think it's time for the offering. And are we doing the offering? With this many people? Yeah, we're doing the offering. We just did the receiving. Now we're doing the offering. Somebody flagged me down. Oh, okay, good. All right, Ron, it's all yours.
Are we doing?
Lauren?
Will the ushers come forward? And from your bulletin, if you'll say with me our offering blessing. Divine love, moving in and through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I give in love, I trust God, and I am grateful.
Your love has lifted me, keeps right on lifting me higher, higher and higher. Your love has lifted me, keeps right on lifting me higher, higher and higher. Your love has lifted me higher than I've ever been lifted before. Lift me up, quench my desire, and I'll be at your side forevermore. Your love has lifted me, keeps right
Mother, Father, God, our hearts are so filled with gratitude and love today. We are lifted higher and higher. We do circle that great fire that is unity, looking at it from all our different perspectives, woven together in love and peace. And we say, thank you, thank you, thank you, God, for being together. And so it is. Amen.
At the risk of time, we're gonna do a big circle because we got enough here to do a big circle, and then we're gonna go straight into our annual meeting, which will be very quick. So stay if you're willing.
So let's circle up.
And let's circle up
for our peace song.
Yeah. The caterers are half an hour away from lunch, so you may as well enjoy the annual meeting before our catered lunch. So please stay if you're willing. If not, that's perfectly fine too. You're loved either way.
We'll cease the YouTube feed in just a moment. Feel free to talk if you wish, because I'll be trimming this off.
Okay, here we are. And here's the rose for our new members.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's beautiful, Ernie. Thank you. Sniff it for me. Is it fragrant? Ah.
It is.
Oh, thank you, Ernie.
Yes, I'll see if I can dry it and I'll send some petals to you guys.
There you go. Press them between books, the pages of a book.
Okay, okay. We learned to do that when we were teenagers, didn't we?
Yes.